Having a debt is good, but only when it's used wisely. Um, Debts are those things that are categorized that they are good, but at the same time they are bad. Basically, based on how they are used. If you use it wisely, then a debt is so good. And actually, any businesses that has grown to higher levels, they will always tell you that they grew with debt because they used it wisely. On the flip side, when it's not used wisely, that is one of those things that can ruin your financial your finances. So, why is it good? Because debt can help you buy a home, it can help you start a business, it can finance your education and many other good things. But sometimes it also becomes a burden, trapping people in endless cycle of payment and financial stress. Imagine of a life where your paycheck, if you are on paycheck, where your paycheck is just truly yours, no credit card eating away your income, no loans, no student loans, no bank loans. You'll have a lot of freedom, and therefore becoming debt free means more freedom, having a peace of mind, and having the ability to build real wealth instead of just paying off past expenses. So, in this video, I'll share 7 practical strategies that will help you pay your debt faster, so that you can constantly stop worrying about money and start living a life of your dreams. And these are proven actionable steps. They are not theory, they are not things in the book. They are probably things that you know of, only that you do not practice them. And so grab a notebook, grab a pen, and let's start. So step number one is, so you take an inventory of your debt. And this inventory has to be a complete inventory of your debt. And it means everything. Do you have a credit card debt? Do you have a student loans debt? Do you have a car loan? Do you have a personal loan? Are there people that you've owned? List all them down. And not just listing. For each listing that you make, write down the creditor, the total balance, the minimum payable balance, monthly repayment, and most importantly, the interest rate, because this is what will determine how much you pay, how much you're trying to pay that debt. So, why is the inventory important? Is because knowing the numbers is crucial. Knowing the numbers is crucial because it sets a foundation for choosing the right payoff strategy. We're going to look at that as our second point. So how can you do this? You can use a simpler spreadsheet. You can do a spreadsheet and list them down, or you can have a budgeting app, or you can just use a notebook, the old school method. List the creditor and list the balance, list the minimum repayment period, and list the interest rate that you're using to pay that particular loan. The key is to get all down in one consolidated place so that you can have a clear picture of what you are paying. Strategy number two is choose a debt payoff strategy. We have got two. We have got the snowball method and the avalanche method. So now that you know what you owe and who you owe, let's talk about strategy. There are, as I mentioned, there are two popular methods that are commonly known and used: the debt snowball method and the debt avalanche method. So the snowball will focus on paying off your small debt first. So regardless of the interest rate, you decide on paying. If you have a loan of 10,000 and another one of maybe 2,000, you start paying off the one of 2,000, and therefore you get quick wins and build momentum as you pay those other loans. So this will give you great motivation and will give you the zeal to continue paying off those loans. The avalanche method, on the other side, is all about tackling the highest interest debt first. So, when paying the loan, the pinch is in the interest, because the interest is what will you'll borrow 1,000 and you'll pay 2,000 or 3,000, sometimes even 4,000, depending on who you are borrowing from and what interest they charge. Therefore, using the avalanche method will save you the most money in the long run because you are minimizing how much you pay interest. But it can be even a little slower to see the first results. So I don't know what you have used before. I don't know what strategy whether you've used Avalanche or this Snowball, or many a times you can even when you have many loans, you can use all the methods on your loans. You can list all the loans down. Then you can start using the Avalanche on some loans and start using the Snowball on another set of loans. So all of them works depends with your ability. Next strategy number 3 is that you create a realistic budget. You can't pay off a debt when you don't have a budget. So I keep telling people that budgeting is the backbone of financial literacy. Because if you can't budget, then you literally can't do anything. You can't save, you can't invest, you can't pay debts, you can't buy food. So budgeting is the backbone. So you have to create a realistic budget and you track where your money is going. How much money is going to fixed costs, how much money is going to variable costs. So look, and when doing so, you look to enable you to look for areas where you can cut back, and maybe that cutting back will enable you to allocate more money to loan repayment. When budgeting also, you will be able to probably cancel subscriptions that you do not need, or cancel other expenses that seem luxury, and or find cheaper alternatives for things that you buy regularly. Remember, every dollar you save can go towards debt repayment. Strategy number 4 is to increase your income. Now that you are paying debt, probably it was a huge debt. Now that you are paying debt, it sounds good. It's also important that you find a way to increase your income so that something covers up for the money that's going for debt repayment. This could mean taking extra shifts at work. This could mean finding a side hustle, starting an extra business, or negotiating a pay rise, or so that you're able to get an extra dollar to add to your income, so that it can enable you to fill in the money that you are using to pay debt. You can even sell the thing that you no longer need. Probably you have 3 laptops and you only need one. You have luxury gadget that you are not using, but you are in deep debt. You can consider doing that. Remember that even a small difference in income can make a huge difference in how you quickly pay your debt. So it's just about getting creative and thinking without the box, as I like saying, and you'll find these extra bits of money that you can use. Strategy number 5 is debt consolidation or refinancing. If you have multiple debts, strategy number 5 is debt consolidation or refinancing. If you have multiple debts, maybe you have 3 or 4 debts which have got high interest, you can consider debt consolidation or refinancing. Debt consolidation means combining all your debts into one single loan, and hopefully with a lower interest. And then re- and refinancing basically means replacing an existing loan with a new one, and ideally with better terms or lower interest. So look into a balance. Look into a balance, transfer credit cards, personal loans, or even home equity loans. All the loans that you have, just be sure to do your research and understand what fees are involved in each particular loan. And for example, this is a strategy that the government frequently uses. The government might be having a loan from this donor, a loan from this donor, and a loan from this donor. So they'll find one donor and take a bigger loan that will refinance all these loans at a relatively lower interest rate. Strategy number 6, automate your payment. This is simpler but powerful. Many a times, if you don't automate, you'll struggle to clear your debt. To automate your debt means you set up automatic payments for at least the minimum amount due on each debt. This ensures that you never miss a payment, because now if you miss a payment, you'll have late fees, you will have more interest charged because of that single payment that you have missed. Another reason for automating your payments and even your saving is so that you don't struggle to pay. Because if you had a loan and you've gotten your income, the process of getting money again to pay off that loan, it's not something that you'll do willingly. But if you automate, for example, having a check off or having the money deducted by just the employer before the other money comes to your account, will really help you, so that it doesn't become a struggle to pay off your debt. The final strategy is you build a financial resilience for unexpected things. And as far as finances are concerned, and there are a couple of ways. Now, the first one is goal setting. So set realistic financial goals by determining what you want to achieve, such as living debt free, or saving for a big purchase, buying a house, buying a car, stuff. So having a goal is one of the things that will help you have a good financial discipline. Number two, under building resilience, is having an emergency fund. Even at the same time that you are managing your debt, you are clearing off your debt, remember to create an emergency fund to cover for unexpected expenses without adding you into another debt. Remember, one of the reasons why you might be in debt is because you probably had an emergency and had to borrow. And normally, when you borrow during emergency time, many times you are charged a higher interest. So having an emergency fund will cover you, will help you cover that cost. Number three is staying informed. So keep an eye on interest rates, where you are borrowing from, banks, SACCOs, insurance companies, and stuff. So stay informed on the economic trends to anticipate potential financial changes and what is happening in the economic sphere, in the economic system of whichever country that you are in. And finally, avoid scams. One of the common things that's happening currently, even with the emergence in fintech and technology in the financial sector, is there are scams. This can either be online scams or even just those that are not online. So watch out for offers that seem to be too good. Cars that seems to be too good. You are buying what the offer is too good, or land or houses or stuff. Watch out for them and constantly stay informed. And guys, there you have it. Those are the 7 practical strategies that you can help you to master your debt and achieve financial freedom. Remember, it takes time and effort, but it's possible. So choose a strategy that works best for you. Stay consistent and celebrate small wins and your progress along the way. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in my next episode.